Yeah, but Arsenal's just low standards. Those really count. I'm talking about a big club.
What do you do with people like this? What do you do?
What's going on, people? Fraud Watch back again. New host O'Shea. Come on. So we've got some mad people on the panel today. We've got IRA Niger, we've got Skengdo Monster, we've got Charlotte, and we've got Uncle Laurie. So tell me, people, what's going on? What's going on, people?
Man, it's the weekend. It's the weekend. The Premiership finally back. Good for some, not good for others. Sitting at the bottom of the table, but we move.
Bro, listen, I had to accept cookies the other day just to see you guys when I went on the Premier League table thing. Bro. Had to accept cookies just to see
Anyway.
Next season you'll be waiting to see the championship.
Anyway, I can be shameless to my team. No one else in this panel. I clap you all down.
No one can talk about Arsenal. Bro, I don't even know if I can do that, man. Listen. We could just do a whole show about Arsenal.
What more can be said that hasn't already been said, man?
There we go. Listen, people, we've got a different show tonight. So it's going to be Fraud Watch, but tonight it's going to be frauds based on the transfers because the season's just started. It's only been 3 games, so we can't really talk too much about, who's been a fraud so far. Not saying any names, but there we go. So it's going to be basically about transfers and ownership and management and where we're ranking that, where we think players are going to go, where we think players are their ceiling, if we think certain signings are going to reach certain levels and all of that. So that's the type of show we're going to be doing tonight. So it's kind of a different Fraud Watch tonight. How are you guys feeling though? The vibes. I see Charlotte's brought the vibes. She's brought the vibes over today. Hyped up the energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why you expect anything less from me.
Trust me.
That's what I like to hear. Let's give a shout out to Monster though, because Monster's on some big things now. His channel's grown big, What are you telling me? Man's famous now, yeah? Man's going to be charging, featuring that.
To be honest, I ain't even been streaming much recently, but I'll be back on that soon. But yeah, man, just enjoying Chelsea doing their thing, man. Do you get what I mean? Like, we're doing well. We're doing well, innit?
You are, bro. You are, bro. You guys are definitely favourites this season, man, especially after the Champions League, man.
Hey, you saw that performance we put in against you lot, innit? With 10 men. You can't.
We built a blue brick wall across their goal. A blue brick wall.
I was so happy when Reece James got sent off, and I thought, you know what, we're gonna destroy. Because I was worried, even at Anfield, I thought it's probably gonna end in a draw or something. And then when Reece James got sent off, I thought, yeah, come on, we're gonna win. And I was expecting to get bantered anyway. You only beat us because we had 10 men and all of that. But I thought, you know what, it's 3 points on the board, and we still with 10 blood clot men could not get a goal, blood. Like what? Like, bro. It's like, man, Cook's got no bung, fam. Like, what's going on with the players, fam? It's like these man need a magnum or something, fam. Cause their thing's just not firing, bro. They're shooting blanks out here, bro. No goals, bro. It's mad.
I don't think it's just down to obviously us. I mean, you lot not scoring your goals and things like that. But at the same time, like, you gotta say, like, Chelsea's defense is resolute.
Bro, you man didn't just park the bus, fam. You had the whole fleet, bro. The whole fleet of London.
It's just, bro, it's how strong our defense. No, you can't listen. Our defense is strong because normally teams will have all remaining 10 players behind the ball. You watch Chelsea, we didn't have. Remember, Lukaku was up front, so he weren't even behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? We had about 9 men behind the ball.
Let me say though, he got pocketed though. I see Matip put man. Matip, not even VVD. Not even VVD.
Of course, he was going to get pocketed. He had freaking no one to support him, man. You can't blame him for that.
By Matip, not even VVD, bro. Matip pocketed.
If there was 11 men on the pitch, it would have been a different story, innit? You see how he done. See how he
Go
dropped
on.
Van Dijk on the floor. You see how he dropped? Remember that he dropped Van Dijk on the floor.
All right, so listen. Man's just come back from an injury, yeah, a year-long injury. Let's give him a bit of. Fraud watch goes to O'Shea's Wi-Fi with it. Am I lagging? Am I lagging bad?
I didn't say you're lagging, but you're a bit jittery, innit?
Scene. Nah, bro, look, with Storm, I was gonna call him Stormzy. With Lukaku, fucking hell, I'm moving like the fucking. with Lukaku, yeah, I expected more from him in that game, man, because we're not talking about like a Werner type striker. Yeah, we're talking about a guy who is getting you 25 to 30 goals a season. So I expected a lot more. I expected more bullying from him. I expected, more. I just expected a bit more from Lukaku in that game. So, credit to Joe Matip, man. Credit to Joe Matip. I just, again, like the 18-19 season, he's a world-class defender in my opinion. And I just think injuries have plagued his career. Injuries have plagued his career, man. He's a top defender. It's a bit like Daniel Sturridge as a striker. Daniel Sturridge, whenever he came back from injuries, he'd always bag in goals, or the maddest goals. But man's just made of biscuits. So it's genetics, isn't it? It's a shame, but
What is that?
I don't know what that is myself. What?
It's a dog. It's a dog in Charlotte, man. It's a dog.
Yeah, guys, sorry, it's my dog.
It sounded like someone was scraping a crock pot or something, boy.
I was thinking, what is that?
Big up Uncle Laurie, man. Go on, bro.
But listen, let's get
the show on the road, man.
Yeah, man, let's get the show on the road. Come on, let's bring up the tier list. So, come on, Prime. My thing's a bit behind, so if I'm not responding to when I see something, it's just okay. So the tier list is here, right? So we've got fraud, season defining, great, good, meh, terrible, and what the fuck. So the reason why I put season defining is because there's certain clubs have signed certain players, and those players could be the difference between those clubs winning the league. So that's what season defining is. We've got the managers, we've got some owners, we've got the signings. And I'm gonna go from I'm at the top, so I can't really go from top to bottom. So I'm gonna go from Laurie. Yeah, don't do that, Prime. Don't do that. Look, we're gonna go from Laurie. Yeah? So I'm gonna give you. Let's start with the sign. I'm gonna give you Patson Daka.
What, based on what I've seen so far, or based on what to expect this season?
A mixture of both. Your expectations and what you've seen so far, and yeah, where would you rank Patson Daka as a signing?
Well, the fact that Jamie Vardy is still the number one striker, 34-year-old Jamie Vardy, I'll have to put him in meth for now, because he was supposed to come in and. I'm not saying it's hard to judge someone on 3 games, but
I was about to say that. Like,
yeah, it is hard to judge someone on 3 games. But what I've seen so far of him is he's a completely different striker to Vardy as well. You're not going to get the same. You're not going to get the same impact that Vardy has had on the team, and Nacho found form. So it's going to be difficult for him to break into that team. When he gets into that team, it's more a case of can he stay in that team and can he be consistent? And as I said, like, you can't really go off 3 games, but the fact that Vardy is still the number one choice when they're sort of been looking for the heir for Vardy, I don't know if Daka's going to be that long-term heir for him. I still think Nacho would be my second choice ahead of him.
I think he can, but right now, like, because he's only just come in, innit? It's 3 games, bro. Like, you can't even judge. I personally couldn't judge any player that's been bought off 3 games. You know what I mean? You need like a bigger sample space, innit?
That's why, like, I feel I'm being a bit harsh, but I don't know what to expect from him in his maiden season. Like, the pressure's not, and the fact that he plays for Leicester, there's no pressure on him. There's no pressure on him at all. You got to remember that as well. Playing for Leicester, they just quietly go about their business, and it's more a case of everyone else considers them part of the top 6 now. It's not.
Yeah,
They don't really
yeah.
look at themselves like that. They still don't even credit themselves as a team that regularly gets into Europe. That a team that's well run, a team that sort of
Do
can
you know what? I
build
think
players. Go on.
I think Leicester as a club definitely need to give themselves more credit. I think the fans need to give themselves more credit, man. Like what they've achieved in the last 5 years alone is incredible. With what they've got as well, you know, they've lost. Yeah, they've made a lot of money, but they've lost brilliant players. You know, Kante, Mahrez, and then a few seasons later they went and lost Maguire. You know, Ben Chilwell to Chelsea. So they've lost players, and yet they're still performing at a top level. And yeah, they battle top 4 all the time. But when we look at that top 4, it's the same consistent top 4: United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City. So it's a hard door to knock down to get into that.
It is a hard party to get crash on.
You do have to give credit to Leicester. And yeah, man. So yeah, meh. That's where it goes. And fair enough. I think I'm going to regret giving Charlotte this next one. But Konate, as a signing, how do you think Konate? Not so much how he's been because he's not played, but how do you think he is as a signing?
I'm a little bit mixed at the minute. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in this season. Do I think anything special is going to happen right now? Honestly, no. Do I think he's probably going to be better than half your team? Yes, but that's not hard to do. And I'm just being honest right now. But, you know, it is going to be interesting to see how he does and how he performs. But you haven't really bought that much. So, like, you know, there's not much to work with that's... I don't see him fully succeeding until you buy more players. But
yeah,
that's just personally my opinion. I think if you buy one player, you've got to buy a couple more players to strengthen the other areas, which you definitely need in certain areas. For example, a CDM, like that was needed, and I just don't think that certain positions have been fulfilled that actually needed to be.
I
I think until that's done, I don't think you can't have one player that wants it and not have. It's like having an electric guitar but not having any electricity. Like there's no point in that. You know.
No, I hear that.
I think you want, whenever you get a signing, you always want them to succeed. You always want them to be like, yes, I want them to succeed. But one signing isn't going to change everything. So I think it's right at a bit meh.
That's the thing. Look, I don't want to get too much into Liverpool's like how I feel about their signings because we're going to get to that later. But with what you've just said, yeah, is absolutely correct. We've not, you know, we've only signed one player, and it's ridiculous. Like there's no excuse for it. I'm depressed. I'm actually sat here depressed. Like just no excuse for it. There's zero excuse for it. I definitely agree with what you're saying. Konate is a good player. You know, his ceiling is definitely high, but I kind of sit here and think, well, we could have got Upamecano then, couldn't we? Before he went to Bayern Munich, why have we waited until the summer to sign Ibrahima Konate? You know, we got Ben Davies on loan and he hasn't played a single minute for Liverpool, and Kabak, and then we go and get Ibrahima Konate in the summer. I just don't understand.
I think Konate was more suited for the Prem than Upamecano. It's possible. Anyway.
Possible, but you know, well then even if you look at the play, look at United have just signed Varane for 40 million. So, you know, it's the same sort of money we've spent on Konate. We paid 36 million for him. So
would you have paid Varane's wages though? I don't think Liverpool would have. I don't think anyone would have. Only United. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look, Liverpool are looking to give Salah 350 grand a week. So obviously we're going to break our wage structure.
Varane's getting paid more than that, though. Isn't Varane on 400? He's one of the highest paid players in the Prem.
So 400, 350.
Still a lot. So far, you haven't done that with Salah. So we don't know if they're going to do it or not. But Varane, are you gonna even go further and pay Varane that money? That's the question you got to ask. I don't think they will.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. But we have to break that mold, because if we don't, then we're gonna. God, man, I don't even want to get into that. Like I said, we'll get into Liverpool's business soon. Monster, right? Who am I gonna give Monster? Odegaard, Martin Odegaard.
Odegaard, he hasn't played.
Yeah, he played last season. He played last season for them. So as a permanent signing, how do you feel like as a permanent signing? What kind of level or expectation do you put that as a permanent?
I think he will be a good player, man. I think he'll be good. Not special or anything. Actually, I think it would just be good. I thought for someone who's just come into the Prem at such a young age, I think he was decent. He wasn't nothing, spectacular or anything, but he was decent for someone that just came in. Do you know what I mean? So I think he'll be I think, another whatever months or whatever, I think he'll be good. I think, he'll be decent, innit?
I hear that. What's your guys' thoughts? What's your thoughts, Charlotte? What do you think of Odegaard as a signing, seeing as you're a Chelsea fan? So, what do you think of Odegaard, your London rivals? Does he worry you?
I think it's a great signing, but my only issue is, Arsenal is just playing appalling at the minute. So, how do you bring someone that actually has potential, and actually a lot of potential, into a team that is going into the volcano and drowning in lava, and you bring someone who has potential in it? And I just, I think it's the right signing, wrong time. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I hear that. Arsenal don't need young players right now to build.
No, they need someone mature who's got experience and knows what they're doing. Actually, no, I'm talking about their manager right now, but Shots.
Laurie, the only Arsenal fan on here, what do you feel about Odegaard, man? Do you feel like he's been a good signing? Do you feel like he'll be a good signing for you permanently? How did you feel about him last season?
I think he has definitely got the potential to be, good. Where he is now, I've got no disagreement with that. Initially, when we first brought him back in, I didn't even, to be fair, I didn't want him. I didn't want him back at the club, but now he's here. I still feel that there is the potential for him to get there. And I'm not someone that likes to use the word world class. I'm not one of these, everyone is world class. So I think that word's overthrown so much as it is. But he's got the potential to be a good player. He won't, I don't know what his ceiling is. Like, he's been quoted today about saying that we want to get back into Europe, so we see how that happens and so on and so forth.
He said he wanted to win the Champions League. That's what I heard.
Hey, don't even fucking start, Monster. Don't start your shit, man. Don't start your shit, man. We all know what happened
next season.
We all know what happened to Willian. Like, when we used to throw the captain armband on someone, the next season they were gone. So we all know what happens with certain things that happen. But not on a whole, like Charlotte put it perfectly when she said, "Good signing, but not at the right time." But anyone that knows me knows that my biggest peeve with Arsenal has been our midfield. Our midfield still isn't sorted out. It's very light. So, but there's other players that could have come in before we got him. I'm not happy that we didn't get him, but at the same time, he's here, so it is what it is, man. Like, I think he can do something, but it's how far he can go. Like, but he needs to relax with this certain things he's been saying. If the quotes are true,
I've not heard this. Man.
Uncle Laurie, you said good signing, wrong time. Indiana says, when would have been the right time for Pepe?
Never. I didn't want Pepe either. I did not want Pepe. Pepe wasn't needed when we brought him. As I've said, midfield has pissed me off so much. Our midfield pisses me off because we don't fucking have one.
I think Pepe, in order for him to shine, he needs to be in a really good team, man. I just feel like an Arsenal won't work for him. He's not that guy to carry a team as Arsenal fans thought he was. Maybe in a Chelsea he might have been better.
Well, the problem is though, is just the,
Nah, Pepe. He's just Pepe wasn't needed. Simple as that. He wasn't needed. And I'm yet to see what I'm yet to see what he's brought to the team. Yes, he scored a few goals. Yes, he's had clutch moments, but he hasn't done it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, he lacks that consistency, innit?
He literally hasn't done it on a consistent basis. Like we got robbed, man.
He's just one of those players that can, aesthetically they're pleasing, they can look good, but then when it comes to that highest level of the game where you need them to perform, you're not really going to get that from Pepe, are you? Like,
Brentford was a good example of that. I'm not. As I said, I'm not here to like the slag off my players, but Brentford was a good example. When we took off the strikers that we did have because they're very raw. Martinelli hasn't played regularly. Balogun's rawer than a fucking sirloin steak. So,
Rare.
Raw. I said.
Yeah, I know. Rare.
Anyway, yeah. Go on.
Let me pick a player from Prime, yeah? So let me go back down to the list and see who we've got. Emerson Royal. Go on, Emerson Royal.
Emerson Royal. He was bought by Barcelona at the start of the summer, and they sold him.
They bought him and sold him. Wasn't he already a Barcelona player though?
Well, they bought him this summer and they sold him. Spurs' history with right backs. Aurier didn't work out. Doherty hasn't worked out. Trippier was...
He was good.
Their fans didn't like him. So, I don't know. Good. I might have to put him in there because I don't know.
Get Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker was brilliant.
Yeah. Kyle Walker was brilliant, yeah. But I don't know enough about what's his name? Royale to be able to have a fair judgment on him.
No, I can understand that. I hear that. Fair enough. All right, go on. Does Monster pick one for me because I can't pick one for myself. So
I can't see the list.
Oh, sorry. One second.
Get the list back up.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad.
Wait, go back down. Go with Sancho.
Jadon Sancho. Great. I'm not going to put him in season defining, but I'm going to put him in great. I just think Jadon Sancho, I've said many times, he's a world-class player already, in my opinion. I just think he's phenomenal. At his age as well, he's just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. I'm on the verge of... Yeah, but he's having to bleed in slowly. He's still young and he's adjusting to a new league. But with what he is capable of doing at this age already, and what he's shown in the Bundesliga is not a joke as well. And what he's shown in that league already, for me, I just think he's incredible. I just think he's absolutely fantastic. I'm fuming at 77 million. That is a steal. For a 20-year-old kid of his ability and potential, for 77 million, that is an absolute steal. That is a £120 million player, and 77 million is absolutely phenomenal. You guys missed the boat. He's a Chelsea supporter, and you guys went for Ziyech instead. So
I think Ziyech will have a brilliant. You have a brilliant season this season. I don't know. People watched him in pre-season and the Super League game Super Cup game before he got injured. Yeah, you'll see the real Ziyech very soon, innit? But with Sancho, yeah, he could, especially now where they might not need goals for a minute. They brought in Ronaldo as well. This guy, he could get some serious assists this season. We'll have to wait and see, innit? But he just has to adjust. Yeah. It's going to take him a while to adjust back in it, but give him some time and he'll be a brilliant player.
How long do you think it's going to take him to adapt?
Could take up to 6 months. It could. I would give him that time.
Well, he's not. You look, like you said, he's not had the best start, and I don't think he's going to be a Bruno where he's going to completely transform United immediately. But I do think when he does start to hit the ground running, you're going to see. It's going to be incredible, and he's got the players around him as well that he's got to learn from. Ronaldo's going to be next to him. You know, Rashford. You know, as much as some people may have criticisms for Rashford, he's one of the most experienced players on the pitch in terms of minutes in the Premier League. He's got he's going to have.
He's got Cavani. He's got who else? He's got Green. People don't talk enough about how good of a finisher Greenwood is. He's like one of the best natural finish. Probably he might even be the best natural finisher in the league. I can't lie. Like I know it's not even a wild statement to say that his finishing abilities. It's disgusting, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I agree with that one. Mason Greenwood for me is in that small list of players that I just think are priceless. You couldn't put a price on him. You couldn't. There's not a price that a club could offer United. Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. Right, moving on to the next player because I can't give any of you guys Lukaku other than Laurie because you're all Chelsea fans. So Laurie, Lukaku.
Where's the not the tiers? Sorry.
What's going on, Prime, man? You're not gonna get a job at Google at this rate, are you, bro? Come on, bro.
There is fraud, season defining, great, good, meh, terrible. What the hell?
Oh, great as well. Great. He's the difference between Chelsea winning the league and progressing from just the Champions League. And people want to say he has his moments, his touch isn't this, his touch isn't that, but we know that he's a killer. On his day, he's a killer, and there isn't many strikers better than him in the league.
Yeah, I would have put him in season defining, man. I think he's going to be what wins Chelsea the league if they win it this season. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion, but I think Lukaku is incredible. Absolutely fantastic. It's a shame for him. No, I don't know about that because you've not. Come on, last season you won the Champions League, which is great, but the league is a different kettle of fish. It's all good winning a knockout competition when you bring in a new manager and you're kind of on that new manager rebound sort of thing. But the league is a different kettle of fish, and I just think without that finisher, you would have struggled because you're not Manchester City. You can't operate without a striker. You don't have the goal scoring numbers from other players to do that. But I kind of feel it's a shame for Lukaku because as great as this move is, I just feel like had he have made that decision to join Chelsea instead of United, things could have turned out so much better for him in his career. And it is a bit of, he's 29. How long is he really going to have at this? He's 28.
He's turned 28.
Okay, so he's got
there for the long term.
Huh?
Do you think he's there for more than another 2-3 seasons, or?
I think we can get 5 years out of him, depending on how his body is in it. Do you know what I mean? Like we got Drogba until 36, was it? 35.
Definitely over 30.
Yeah, you remember when Drogba scored 29 and whatever, he was 34, I think. He was like in his 30s when he did when we won the league in 2010, whatever. He was well in his 30s, so we could definitely get if Lukaku takes care, because nowadays it's all about taking care of your body. Remember what they said about Thiago Silva? He's whatever, and he came here and he showed he's up there with the best in the league at 36 years old. Do you know how crazy that is? So it's all about how you take care of your body, innit?
Yeah, man, I agree with that. Do you know what? Lukaku for me is perfect for Chelsea. He's that player that is gonna hold the line for you guys, and if everyone else isn't playing well, he is that guy that will drag that team to a win and get you a goal. He is like your Drogba's, your Diego Costas. He's perfect for Chelsea, and it worries me that you've got this absolute AK-47 at the head of your oh my God, he's a phenomenal striker. A few years ago, we were talking about Firmino being the best false nine in Europe, and now you man have just signed one of the best strikers in Europe, and it's just the pain, man. The pain is just unreal. Go on then, Charlotte. Okay, I'm gonna give you our CR7, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Ronaldo.
The greatest of all time, but the last time he was in the Premier League only got 2 goals against us. But we're not going to go there. We won't go there. But I mean, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be blunt here. You can have Ronaldo all you want, but you've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you've got a midfield with little to none creativity. Apart from Pogba, you're going to big up McTominay and Fred. There's nothing to big up about them unless you have a creative midfield. And as far as we've seen, Ronaldo is more of just get it in the back of the net now. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if it's going to work out. I might be completely wrong. But if you have no creativity in the midfield, how are you supposed to bring that creativity forward if you've got nothing in the midfield? Like,
You've got Bruno.
Oh, congratulations, you've got Bruno. So you're relying on one player now. One player to solve the problems and another one player to solve your problems at the front. I don't think that's going to work because you need actually 11 players to be decent. Chelsea have got that, But, like, Man U, like, they've got what? Bruno, Paul Pogba, Luke Shaw, and Ronaldo. Jadon Sancho hasn't been used enough. You've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, only group stages. Man doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he had to, like, did you see him when he was signing Ronaldo? He was trying to smile through gritted teeth like, hi, Ronaldo. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Ronaldo's going to be on the top line.
Let me tell you something. You didn't get good numbers last time, so let's not go there, Indiana. Against Chelsea, Ronaldo didn't particularly have good numbers. He may have tore us apart, but goal-wise, he had nothing on us. 2 goals. Okay, then. But you know what? You can have a conversation with us another time. But, in all honesty, without a good midfield, you can't build. You have to build from the goalkeeper up towards the front. Yeah. Now, if you can't do that, you're going to struggle. And
do you think, though?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't really choose his substitutions well when he eventually does them in the 70th minute. But,
Charlotte, do you not think, though?
Incredibly talented abroad. He has been incredibly talented, but I just personally don't think Man U will right.
Charlotte, where did you put Ronaldo in?
That's exactly what I was about to ask. She hasn't given him a clue.
Okay. I'm gonna put him in good.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Good. Wow.
That's all he gets right now.
Do you not think, though?
We're basing this on also the fact that he hasn't played any games yet. You also said take that in mind. He hasn't played any games. I don't know how he's going to perform under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I have to take on the fact that he's been phenomenal abroad. In the Premier League right now, good is what he's got.
Do you know what? In my opinion, if you want my opinion on Ronaldo, I genuinely believe that this guy is going to win the Golden Boot this season. I think he's going to score about 30 Premier League goals alone. That's not all competitions.
Did you just say Lukaku will win us the league?
No. I said he'll win the Golden Boot.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ronaldo is. I don't think United will win the league. But I do think that Ronaldo will win the Golden Boot this season. I just think. We're not talking about a world-class player here. Like, Lukaku comes in as a world-class player and you're like, he's going to score 25 goals a season. You look at Jack Grealish at Manchester City and you think he's a world-class player. When you talk about Ronaldo, we're talking about the elite of the elite. There's no one in history other than Lionel Messi has reached that guy's level. Even players like Ronaldinho, it was for a short period of time. R9, Kaka, all these players, a short period of time. We're talking about a player who at 36 is still outscoring everybody in every league he goes in. This isn't a normal player. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
these guys are
I didn't say he wasn't going to get goals. What I said was, if you listen, is that I didn't know if it was going to work because the midfield is without creativity. Without creativity, how are you supposed to get the ball to Ronaldo?
But they play in a diamond, don't they? They play a midfield diamond of Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, and either Fred or...
How many times have Man United bottled it? It doesn't matter who you have at the front run, they still manage to bottle it.
Fair enough, fair enough. What are your guys' opinions on this? Laurie, Monster, Prime. What do you guys think about Ronaldo?
Bro, it's the GOAT, bro. Like, listen, the problem is, the thing is Ronaldo, yeah, his standards are so high that even if he gets 20, which is still a good tally, people are going to say, oh, it's not good enough. Do you know what I mean? When, how many people are, how old is he now? 36?
36,
yeah,
37.
yeah.
How many 36-year-old strike is going to give you 20 or 20 plus? Do you know what I mean? My man was just in Syria, highest goal scorer there. These guys are just record breakers, isn't it? So I think Ronaldo can come here. Who's he going to be competing against for Golden Boot? It's going to be Lukaku and
Kane, probably.
Salah and Kane.
Yeah,
probably
Danny
those
Ings.
guys. I don't know. I don't know about Danny Ings, but he will be competing against those guys, innit? But it is Ronaldo, and I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna sit here like I'm not scared of Ronaldo, because he doesn't just bring his goals, he brings this mentality to a team where teammates automatically step up with him in their presence. Do you get what I mean? So and that's a
he
big,
manages the team.
yeah. People might take the piss and say, "Oh, they got Oli," but now they got Ronaldo. You know what I mean? So that's that right there. Something, isn't it?
No, I get that. Like, Ronaldo does bring that energy, but it's whether you have to factor in the fact that Ronaldo is on a different level. Him and Messi are completely on a different level if we're talking footballers. They are. But you have to factor in other perspectives as well, is that Ronaldo is going into a team that actually isn't in the best form, that actually he doesn't have strong players around his midfield. Apart from Bruno and Pogba, he doesn't really have anybody strong around him.
On that note, though,
even at the front three, he's not got anybody on his level. And you can be like, oh, I've bought Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is not on Ronaldo's level.
And this,
can I just add in?
Go on, because I was going to say, I was going to make a point as well. No, I was just going to say, can you really say though, and this is no disrespect to Italian football or Juventus themselves, but can you really say that Juventus team, that current squad, is any better than Man United squad or levels ahead of Man United squad based on the decline that they've been on? Not the fact that Inter won the title, the fact that they couldn't get the Champions League. That's why they basically brought Ronaldo in, and the discipline levels of the midfield again was you got Rabiot, who was head.
Juventus is that they brought Pirlo in.
Ramsey who was in and out of the team. So
Are we all forgetting that Juventus did a Chelsea and gave their manager gave their ex-player a dream job? Are we all forgetting that? Like, I don't know if
I'm saying how much. All I'm saying,
and I'm not saying
no, Charlotte. All I was saying is how much of a ceiling is he being raised, because that Juventus team isn't exactly that great. That's what I'm saying.
Acknowledge the manager as well, because it's not just the team; it's the manager as well. Because the manager didn't know what he was doing. So there are two parts to play in that team, if we're going to be honest. So if you're going to, what I'm trying to make the point is, if you're going to bring the team into it, you have to bring the manager into it too. Because there are two parts that make that team and two parts that cause the problem.
Yeah, but that Man United team, the Man United team they've got now, Ronaldo aside, if you put Ronaldo in either team, it's still beatable.
Yeah, but again, it's either team with the manager as well. And again, the manager coming into the problem as well.
But you couldn't say the same thing about so what? You can't say the same thing about Tuchel coming in and doing what he did with Chelsea. So it's not necessarily always the manager.
but Tuchel came in and absolutely transformed it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been here 3 years and not won them a trophy.
Okay, I'm not going to defend that. I ain't going to defend that.
Handed Villarreal their first ever trophy in over 130 years.
I ain't going to defend that.
Emery
doesn't.
up to Unai Emery and he went, "Good evening."
Yeah, but
Goodbye.
here's the thing that Ronaldo can do. Wait, can I say this? Here's the thing, though. With Ollie, we know he can get them to semi-finals or get them to finals. Ronaldo is the factor of he can push them over the line. Like in that Villarreal final, Ronaldo pops up with a header out of nowhere and they win at 1-0. He did that against Ireland like a week ago, and that's not the first time he's been doing that. He's done that so many times for Real Madrid, so many times for Juventus that it just goes on noticed.
You can put Portugal in the mix as well.
Exactly.
Let me just say something as well. Yeah, one Rover said something that I have to touch on. So they played to Ronaldo's strengths. They had the most crosses in Serie A. Now, what you have to look at with United is they've got Luke Shaw, who's re-established himself as a very attacking fullback who can whip the ball with. You know, absolutely fantastic player. You've now got Bruno, who we know what he can do when it comes to assists. Pogba just got 5 assists in one game. Sancho, didn't he get 15 assists 2 seasons ago? Like, this guy can get around.
He gets around 15 and 15, yeah.
There we go. So I get. Look, Charlotte, I get what you're saying with United. It's not the same Ronaldo that's going to go and run through defenses and take it upon himself. And if he hasn't got that creativity, so to speak, then where's he going to get his goals from? But even if he hasn't got direct creativity where he's going to score a goal with his feet, like we've said, they've got players there that can cross a ball like it's nothing. Do you know what I mean? And when you're talking about a player like Ronaldo, he only needs that ball to go past his head once, and that's it. He's a guy that will score you a goal on the 90th minute and win you the game. And that it's those games there that are the difference between you winning the league and not winning the league. It's going up against Manchester City at the Etihad 1-1 90th minute, and there's a corner and Ronaldo scores a goal, and that game wins you the Premier League. It's moments like that, and Ronaldo is that guy that is that deciding factor. But we move on. Monster, I'm gonna give you an Arsenal player. I'm gonna give you Ben White. What do you think of Ben White?
So far, he's well, he didn't. How many games did he play? He played 3 games, right?
He played 1.
Right. Yeah.
He played 1, yeah. And off that one, he was terrible. But I'll give him Meh, innit? I'll give him Meh because sample size is too small. But yeah, he did get destroyed by Ivan Toney. I can't lie, that was funny.
Yeah.
Do you guys go on, Prem?
I think Ben White is in theory, it's a good signing. The money is extreme, but he's at a good age. He's got good potential, and if he's coached and nurtured properly, he could potentially develop into something. But being at Arsenal and looking at their past history in the past, 10 years or so, 10, 20 years, they haven't always developed their young players correctly. They've wasted the potential of Theo Walcott. They didn't necessarily nurture Wilshere with all his injuries and everything. Iwobi, when he broke through at Arsenal, in my opinion, he was better. He was better than what Saka is doing right now, and he stagnated. Saka, to a bit of an extent, looks like he's stagnating as well. Arsenal just don't develop properly, and he'll end up being like Callum Chambers and Rob Holding in 3 years. So
that's a shame. That's why I feel scared for Saka and Martinelli. I've said from the day, look, Saka is not going to be like Mason Mount and Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold and Greenwood and Foden, where they're never going to leave their club. Saka will leave Arsenal, and Arsenal fans need to accept that as a reality. He's not going to stay loyal to that club. You can see it already. It's written all over his face. The way he was around some of the United lads during the Euros. I know Liverpool was interested in him just before he signed an extension last summer, and I would have loved to have signed Saka. But I honestly don't see Saka staying at Arsenal. I think he loves Arsenal, and it's not that he's not loyal, but I just think he will pick his career over the club, and Arsenal fans need to be worried about that, because it's not a sense of losing Partey or losing Aubameyang or whatever. When you're losing players like Saka, who are your future. You know, that's when you start to think, wow, like we've got no hope. And I can genuinely see that. The same with Martinelli, man. And Martinelli is another player. He's fantastic, and he's just being wasted. And he's no longer young. Martinelli, he's 22, which is young. Yeah, it's young. But when you look at players like Rashford, for example, who's like 23, and what he was doing throughout his 20s, you know, 22 is no longer seen as you've got years left anymore. It's not that anymore. 22 now, people are expecting stuff of you. That's why people looked at Pepe and was like, well, he's a flop, because when you get to them ages of 22, 23, people expect things of you. And so Martinelli,
Pepe, when he like 24 when they signed him?
23, 24, I think he was. But because look, if you go back 10 years ago, 24, people would have said, it doesn't matter. He's got time. He's got loads of years. Whereas now, because of the likes of Marcus Rashford and your Mbappes and your Haalands and these type of players here, people are looking at players that are 22, 23, 24, and they're expecting them to do something, because you don't have that time anymore. Now we're looking at players who are 19, and that's when we say, yeah, he's got a bit of time. It's not how it used to be. So when you're 22, you're expected to, why are you not doing anything? You're not even showing any progression. That's why Liverpool got rid of Brewster, because he was getting to 2021 and he wasn't showing any progression that he was going to be some sort of wonder kid. So, you know, Martinelli, injuries haven't helped him as much. But I just, Laurie, this is aimed at you. You're the only Arsenal fan, but you guys, I think you should be worried about this, because Saka and Martinelli, I don't think they'll stick around.
I can see where you're coming from, and the problem you've got is it's not even just down to the manager. It's like you said, the ceiling is high, pressure is a motherfucker these days, and if you're not, like you said, if you're not hitting the ground running, then it's gonna get to the stage where loyalty is gonna be outweighed by ambition, because like you said, you love a club, but if the club ain't going anywhere, then you can't really blame the player for wanting to aim higher and wanting to succeed at a better team.
And Laurie, we've seen this with Arsenal a lot. Like you saw it with Van Persie, with Nasri, Fabregas, all these songs.
You could make a starting 11 of players that had enough and wanted more. You could literally do that with all these tiers and teams that we make. You can make a starting 11 of players that have decided the grass is greener on the other side, and unfortunately,
can't blame him for it. Can't blame him.
You can't. At the end of the day, if like at some stage it gets to a stage in your career. I mean, we was discussing this offline a little bit, but it gets to a stage in your career where you like, nah, dog, I want to win something. Like I want to be successful, and unfortunately, money does talk, and ambition, as I said, does outweigh loyalty. In this,
exactly.
It's not how football used to be years ago, where you would be a one club man. You're not going to get all of that anymore. It's very rare to get that. And
sometimes Saka will leave, Martinelli maybe. The fact that you put in Emile Smith-Rowe is quite frankly embarrassing. He doesn't deserve to be in that conversation. But you know,
it's just there. Like I mean, you can see it for yourself. You've had how many players on that Chelsea conveyor belt that were seen as flops at Chelsea and have gone on to be successful elsewhere. So it happens to everyone.
Well, Monster got into that on Twitter today. Well, Monster didn't really reply, but we got. I tried to troll him with that one today on Twitter today. How many Chelsea players have you guys had that are your best players that have reached their peak other places? Sturridge, De Bruyne, Lukaku. You know, the list goes on. Chelsea were in a bit of a difficult situation with that one, where they
You got to remember though, when we had these guys, they were teenagers, man. De Bruyne was a teenager, Lukaku was a teenager, Sturridge. In fact, we were using Sturridge in the 2010 season. The season we won the league with Ancelotti, Sturridge was Drogba's backup, and he was being used a lot. I can't remember how many goals he got, but he was integral to us. But I feel he was a bit integral coming off the bench, winning the league as well. He had a good contribution, but obviously after that,
he was also used. You say he was like in the He was also used in 2012.
Yeah, I believe he should have got a medal for that Champions League win, if I'm not wrong.
I think he did, because what's his name? He has always played him a lot in that half spell.
Yeah.
So
So he's a 2-time Champions League winner. Then shout out to my boy Sturridge, 2-time champion.
I
Jared
love
has no
Sturridge,
Premier
man.
Leagues. But anyway, who's next?
No, apparently he didn't. I thought he actually no, he did. He has 2 Champions League medals. That's crazy. Oh my.
Jared has no Premier.
Even more crazy. Alberto Moreno has a Champions League medal. That's even more crazy. Look, all right, Prime. I'm gonna give you another Arsenal player because I just want to get through them. What is his name? I don't know his name. You know who I'm on about? The right back that they've just signed from Japan.
Oh, Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu.
That's it.
This is going to be terrible. He can play right back. He can play centre back. No Arsenal fan has watched him. I don't know. Apparently, he's okay in Serie A, from what I've been told. But I don't know. I think some Arsenal fans are a bit gassed, and I don't really see a reason as to why. I think they're most are happy that they got rid of Bellerin, but this guy coming in his place again, I just think it's spending money for the sake of spending money. Because you now have him, Ben White, you still have Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, Gabriel, Pablo Mari, and Tierney can play centre back. It's, what, 7?
And you make the Niles as well.
Maitland-Niles is a wing back, but you have 7 centre backs. It's just overkill. You know, it's spending money for the sake of spending money.
And they're all dead as well. Laurie, what happened for that? They're all shit, bro. I don't like how you having 7 centre backs and they're all dry, bro. That's like having 7 gal on your phone and they're all ugly. That makes no sense, bro.
O'Shea, that's strike 1.
He's out here killing it, man. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna pretend to say that I've seen him. So it wasn't anything to get excited about. It's nothing to get excited about. I don't know what to expect. I can't put an expectation on someone that I have no expectations for. Simple as that.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. All right, go on. Charlotte, do you want to pick my player this time? Monster picked him last time.
Oh, I get to pick. Oh, I'm going to give you Jack Grealish.
Yeah, you get Jack Grealish. Okay. What the fuck? That's where he's going to go. In what the fuck? Because you know what, yeah? Let me tell you something about this guy, yeah? You know what? I rate Jack Grealish as a football player, yeah? Now, if you give Jack Grealish a ball and tell him go to the park, yeah? This man is a baller. What are you going to do for Manchester City? Because you can play in 2 positions. You can play a cam and you can play on the left wing. Now, Manchester City have Sterling and Phil Foden who can play on the left wing. And they have Kevin De Bruyne, who's arguably the best centre attacking midfielder the modern era of the Premier League has seen. So what are you going to do other than throw yourself on the floor and do pretty eyes for the gal them back in Birmingham when you're doing press conferences after the game? There's nothing he brings other than curtains. It's not 1992, big man. What does he bring to Manchester City? He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very good player. I think at Manchester United, he works. I think maybe even at Chelsea, because Chelsea do kind of need a number 10. You know, if Mount, I know some fans are divided on Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, etc. If he went to Chelsea, I think he'd be brilliant as a number 10. But what do you bring to Manchester City? They don't need you.
He has a marketability factor. Another O'Shea clip. Yeah, that will get clipped up. He has a marketability factor. Like, aside from his qualities and stuff, I think this will be Man City's first player that you could say he has the X factor in terms of like
bro, this isn't people trafficking, bro. I don't care about marketability, bro. This is when we talk about the game, bro, on the pitch, yeah. What does Jack Grealish bring to Manchester City? I'm not disputing he's a brilliant footballer. I think if Jack Grealish comes to Liverpool, as a number 10, we need a number 10. If he comes to Liverpool, he changes our season. we could go on to win the league. If he's at Chelsea, like I said, I think Chelsea have an out-and-out number 10 that they can go, we don't need to mix and match. Jack Grealish is starting week in, week out. The same with Manchester United on the left, maybe. Maybe giving Rashford a break and stuff. It works. What does he bring to Manchester City? What does he do? Because De Bruyne is the best attacking midfielder.
I don't think he brings anything, if I'm being honest. Not that he doesn't bring anything, but he's not what City needed. I feel like City could have used that money more wisely, innit? Tottenham wanted what was it, 150 for Kane? You had another 100 mil after the 100 mil you spent on what's his name? Grealish. You could have used that. Because you got to think about it. Yes, Grealish is the creative maestro, but you got creativity everywhere in your team anyway. He doesn't bring any goals. Like, he plays on the left. You could say he kind of plays instead of Sterling, but does he bring more goals than Sterling? No, he doesn't. So what is he really? Did they really need him? It was more wants than need. They wanted him, but they needed Kane. You should have gone and got Kane. Simple as that.
All he is really is a signing so that 13-year-old boys in year 7 can collect him on a Saturday night on Match Attack cards and go, oh, look, I just got Jack Grealish from and that's all he is. He's for Match Attacks. That's all he is, bruv. Like, he's not gonna win them the Champions League. They've won how many leagues in the past decade since they've been taken over? What more do you want? They've won a couple of Premier Leagues.
Exactly, Indiana.
FA Cups.
It was a wide move. Do you know how many kids bought shirts because of it? New young fans is a great investment.
So basically what it is, because you have no fans whatsoever, they sign this guy so that a load of
no fans,
kids watching him all around the world, all around England can start supporting.
Am I wrong in saying that I saw a report that City were paying influencers to try and persuade people to come and watch City games? I swear I saw that the other day.
I've seen that. I have seen that. I saw that.
Nah, you guys are taking the piss.
I saw that the other day.
Whether it's real or fake, nothing like that.
Oh yeah,
you might on Shad must bow.
Sheikh Mansour. If you guys want to pay us to go to City games,
No, it's not that they were paying people; they were paying influencers to kind of.
Because the influence have thousands of followers, so they're going to influence people to turn up to the game. If they're there, it's a photo opportunity to meet them. So that's another opportunity for people to turn up.
Oh, okay. Who's next then, Osha?
Let's cancel City, man. I don't like Manchester City Football Club. Who is next? Laurie. Let's go back to Laurie. Okay, so there's not many players left on Prime. Do you want to give him a player? You name him a player because you can see the list. My eyes, I can't even see the list. So,
bro, there's a lot of players left.
Prime time.
Let's kind of just fly through things quickly. Laurie, I'll give you Brian Gill. I said fly through this quickly.
I know. I wasn't expecting that. There isn't really a purgatory, is there?
Just say meh.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from him. Like, I didn't watch him in Spain. I'll be lying if I said I did. He's definitely got potential to go places, but I don't know enough about him to judge him. So yeah.
Okay. Charlotte, I will give you Tavares, Arsenal.
Yeah, he's meh.
Oh
my God.
I'm done.
I just said he's meh.
Cool. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This is Tavares. That's Lokonga. Lokonga then. Monster.
Yeah, I think Lokonga's good. I think he looks good to me. Like, when I watched him, the few games I watched him, he looks good, man. He looks like he could be a very, very good player and could form if Partey can stay fit, them two can form a formidable midfield partnership. I think they can. Just
It's
bin
fair.
Xhaka.
Nah, Shaq is their best midfielder, but we won't get into that today. O'Shea, Ademola Lookman.
What? He
What?
deserves to get rushed. No.
Why?
No, he remind. No, I'm joking. Because he just, when he said that, he reminded me of something Prime said, and it came into my. Yeah, I don't know. Look, man, I don't know. Meh. I'm just gonna put him in Meh because I don't know enough to comment. Really, it's not really the best format I've gone with today, innit? It's 3 games. I've gone in with a transfer window of 3 games. Look, when we get to the managers and owners, that's gonna be.
Did he even do that well last season? Isn't it? Like at Fulham.
He's good.
No,
he was good for Fulham, but I don't know enough about him at Leicester. Like, what's he gonna do for Leicester? That's the thing. Because
but
he might fill in that Damari Gray role, innit? That's what he might do.
But it's a bit concerning at his age that he's a journeyman already.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he came through at, was it Everton he came through, and there was a lot of like hype around him because he scored on his debut.
He went from Charlton to Everton, and
he scored on his debut he scored a very good goal against City, innit? But then just after that, he kind of feated away, innit?
He hasn't settled wherever he's been.
Was that
and he
the
should be an England international by now, and he's not.
Was that the 4-0 Pep's first season?
I believe it was.
Because
it was a whooping. It was a whooping. A bad whooping.
I remember that during Christmas because Tom Davis also scored in that game as well. That gave Tom Davis a career. So that was good. Yeah. Ryan Bertrand. I think it's a good signing from Leicester. Got him on a free. If I'm right, I think he's, in my opinion, I think he's the best left back in the league outside the top 6. Well, he's at Leicester now. He is in the top 6.
Boys, I do have to shoot though before you lot continue, man. I got work in the morning. I got to eat, innit?
Man. Look, man, anyone watching, subscribe to Monster's channel. Man's a celebrity out here now. So obviously,
doing bits.
Hey, big ups to all of you lot. Uncle Laurie. Hey, hope you put them kids to sleep, man. Charlotte, Prime, O'Shea, obviously Indiana, and everyone in the chat. Big ups to all of you lot, man. I got
like O'Shea said, get subscribing to that channel if you're not already. You can also catch Monster in some spaces, causing trouble.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man. Bless that Monster.
Tavares brushes his dog's teeth with his tongue. Wow, we're not getting into that, bro.
Does anybody else? Because we gave the link out to a few people. Does anyone want to jump on? Is anyone on in the background that we can bring on?
What in the comments? Okay, I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to come on. First person in the background I see, I'm going to bring in.
Yeah. But the
first 2 people actually make it 6. First 2 people. But
but look, let me just say, because there's a few people watching now, so like, comment, subscribe, share the video out, subscribe to the First 11. Big up Grandad, aka Indiana, for giving me the hosting job. I don't know what he was thinking, but big up Indiana anyway. Big up Rachel. Yeah, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and let's get back with the show. So, who are we going? Let's go back to the list. Whose turn is it now? Monster just had his turn, didn't he? So it's Charlotte's goal now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of these. Charlotte, I will give you. Actually, you do real controversial ones. I'll give you Rafael Varane. World Cup winner, 3 Champions Leagues on the bounce, 4 out of 5 years.
Yeah, could have been great.
40 million, for 40 blood clot M's. You know what, United? You man are some gangsters. You've got Sancho for 70 M's and this man for 40 M's and Ronaldo for 12 M's. Done.
They bought 3 world-class players for the price they could have bought Sancho last season. And yet Liverpool are starving to buy Werner, you know. It's mad. I will give O'Shea. I'll give you Saul. He was heavily linked with Liverpool. You guys didn't have the P's, and Chelsea got him in on loan. Where we put him?
See you man later, yeah? I see you man later. No, look, yeah. The fuck, fam. You know what, yeah? Fuck you, John Wayne Henry, innit? Yeah, I just want to say that. Fuck you, and just bun you in it, because you. Oh my God, man! I swear to God, I don't want to say what I was gonna say because I'm gonna wish something bad on him, and I don't want to do that. So look, Saul Niguez, he's a baller, innit, man? He's Mr. Reliable for Atleti. He's a baller, isn't he, man? He's an absolute baller, and you, man, have just put him in great, man. He's a great signing, absolutely fantastic signing. It's not a permanent deal, but for a loan. You know, not that you needed him. You guys are trolling Liverpool, you know, because you man keep taking players of Liverpool that you don't even need, bruv. Like, you don't need Saul. You've got Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante that can all play in that position. You didn't need Saul, but you man just probably sat there and thought, Liverpool won him, so fuck it, we're gonna have him instead.
We did need him. It's called having strength in depth. You don't know. You don't understand
why
that.
Why don't you man do it with any other player? As soon as Liverpool's linked with a player, Chelsea go, you know what we're gonna do. Do you know what we're going to do?
The player's also a quality player. But, you know, actually, you know what? I'm not going to defend this. Let's bring in our own version of a Saul loan deal. Jesters, you defend this, bro, because you're a Chelsea fan.
Well, look, we play with 2 midfielders. You have to have 4 in your squad because we already have N'Golo Kante carrying a knock and can't play. That puts you down to 3 midfielders to play in that position. And Jorginho and Kovacic have both played a lot of minutes with their country's teams, and both of them probably shouldn't be going 90 in this next game. So that leaves Saul as the only midfielder now that's good to go 90, and Jorginho and Kovacic are going to have to rotate, probably each play. You know, one played in 60, one playing 30, just to keep their minutes down.
Just as you know what you guys could have done to just do Liverpool a solid. You could have just got Declan Rice, like all of your fans wanted, and just allowed Liverpool. But instead, you had to go, you know what, bun Liverpool, like we did with Havertz, like we did with Pulisic, like we did with Werner. We're going to bun Liverpool over, and we're going to go and get Salah. Not even to sign him. Not even to sign him. That's like,
I'm sorry. No, I told you, and I've said from the start, and I'm going to repeat myself again for the 14th billionth time. I wanted 60 million pounds worth of McDonald's chicken nuggets and not Declan Rice. So let's get that factually correct.
That's agree.
Every other Chelsea fan wanted Declan Rice.
Chelsea fan wanted Declan Rice because I didn't. I'm happy to sell. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter because you didn't get the man because your owners are shit.
I'm wearing it on my sleeve. I'm wearing it on my sleeve, Charlotte. I'm bitter. I am bitter, and I'm not gonna deny it.
You are.
That's you, because even though you've been on Lewis's channel and Worldwide Chelsea and stuff, I don't think you've spoken about Declan Rice here. I mean, Declan Rice is your favorite ever player, isn't he? Chelsea legend.
Yeah, Declan Rice. Yeah, that's the guy right there, right? No, the thing is, if he never came out of Cobham, we would not even be talking about this. If he wasn't Mason Mount's BFF, and for a few of the Cobham sexuals out there, and the Mountistas,
name them.
Johnny. And those lot, I can't. Johnny's top of my mind right now. If they came out of Cobham, they're the best thing since sliced bread. I don't get that. Most players that come out of Cobham never ever make it. Okay,
can I say something to this? Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Justice. I just want to say, bring that comment back up a sec, Prime, from Winter Surfer.
Which one?
The one that's literally just left the screen, Prime. I just want to reply to Winter Surfer. Andrew, no matter how hard you try, you will never be Bucky Barnes. That's all I wanted to say. Andrew. That's all I wanted to say. No matter how hard Yeah, I'm stating as government here. No matter how hard you try, you will never be Bucky Barnes, fam. That's all I'm saying about Leicester Paul Rovers.
Don't make Andrew tell people what you do, but it is what it is. Let's move on swiftly. I mean, since O'Shea's talking, we'll pick O'Shea, and you can go with. Let's speed this along quickly. Let's pick a manager. Pep Guardiola.
Fraud.
Cool.
Straight up fraud, man. I've been saying this for time. He's a fraudulent manager. Anybody can win the Champions League when you have Ronaldinho, Messi, Thierry Henry, Iniesta, Xavi, and Puyol in your team. Yeah. When he went to Bayern Munich, a team that had just won the treble, he didn't win the Champions League with them. He then comes to Manchester City with an unlimited budget. And okay, yeah, you won the league. Let's talk about let's talk about his league, because I've not had a chance to vent, because I'm hosting, and whenever I've been on the shows before, I've not had a chance to vent. So I'm gonna vent about this now for a quick minute, yeah, bro. It's very easy to dominate the Premier League when you've got no competition. Yeah, the first time Manchester City had any sniff of competition was Liverpool. The first season was Liverpool when we finished 4th, and we knocked their blood clot asses out of the Champions League. The second season, when we lost the Premier League by 1 point. Now, I'm not going to be one of those fans that say, "Oh, we didn't lose, we didn't do all of that." But if we're talking facts, forget banter. Let's put banter aside. Liverpool lost the Premier League that season. Manchester City didn't beat us to the Premier League, because even though we lost to them at the Etihad, we were still first, top of the league until the last day of the season. We had one too many draws, and that's what lost us the league. We fucked up. So, and then the next season we went and smashed the Premier League 19 points clear. So as soon as Manchester City has had any ounce of competition, they fail. Or it takes the other team to fuck up for them to win. The season Manchester United finished second, that wasn't a title race. Yeah, Manchester City just won that. It wasn't competition. So they're fraudulent. Anyone can dominate the League Cup and the FA Cup when you're playing Watford at Wembley. Come on, man. They had so many opportunities. And let's look at the Champions League. It's not like they've been knocked out by Real or Barcelona or Juventus. They got knocked out by Liverpool when this was Liverpool back in 2017, when we were just at a rebuild with Karius in goal. They got knocked out by Liverpool. They got knocked out by Tottenham. They got knocked out by Lyon. And then they lost to Chelsea. And I'm not disrespecting Chelsea, but when you look at a team with a bunch of new players, the whole 11 was new. None of them had played in the Premier League before. A lot of them were under the age of 22. And they'd spent half the season with an inexperienced manager in Lampard that completely destroyed the dressing room. They then get a new manager who also has to adjust, and you still lose the fucking fraud, man. Fraud, more than you believe, as he says, more than you believe. Fraud. Fun Guardiola.
£50 million on fullbacks, more than you can believe.
More than you.
Cool.
More than you believe.
I'm perfectly happy with Eminem fraud. Yeah. Anyone disagree?
No, and I'll tell you why as well. Like, a lot of what O'Shea was spitting was facts there, but the one thing that gets me is what has he done more than you've done the Centurion shit, yeah. But aside from that, what has he done? And I've said it for years. What has he done that's been any better than what Mancini did or Pellegrini?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing
no one
more.
can answer me. So that tells you all you need to know. And it's not even that I've hated on Pep. I've always said Pep will never get that respect until he puts that Champions League on the table. And the fact that he can't do it, I don't know how. What has he got on the City owners that he's kept the job for so long? Because they were sacking man for less, and then and as we said, Mancini and Pellegrini won the league as well. So they got the exact same achievements as him, but they didn't get to keep their job. So I don't understand what the difference is.
He's probably got some kind of money laundering on them.
Yeah, man.
He's got nudes on Mansour, allegedly. Don't sue me. But yeah, since we're speaking about frauds, let's move on to Arsenal. Laurie Ramsdale.
Fraud.
1 second, guys.
If I'm basing this on raw emotions, then he is where he is. He stays where he is right now, but I'm not basing it on raw emotions. I feel that he can come good. I've got some faith in him. I've got blind faith in him, so I'm putting him in good.
Okay.
Relegated 2 teams, but that's okay.
Yeah, but we got to put all of that aside. You got to put all of that aside. What you paid for him, and what he still hasn't reached his maximum potential. I don't think personally. And
Well, the question
let's
is,
be honest. Let's be honest. Anyone's fucking better than Leno, man.
No, I don't believe that. I don't think Leno's your big problem. Your big problem is your defense is horrible. Or I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan.
Help it. Leno doesn't help it. Leno does not help our defense at all.
Yeah, but I think
The
that's
big problem is Jester, don't give him hope like that. Because when you say to him his big problem is his defense and you pinpoint it, you're giving him hope. His big problem is everything. The whole is everything. The club needs to go into administration and be rebuilt again. The club's done at it.
Well, speaking of everything, Jester, let me give you Mikel. We broke Klopp. We broke Tuchel, Arteta.
Do we have anything worse than WTF?
I mean, there's fraud.
Is fraud worse? Okay, well then, can you put him under fraud?
Season defined.
No. As in worse than fraud. I mean, he
is
fraud a bad. Yeah, put him in fraud because you don't have anything worse than fraud. The dude is done out here.
Can I create a tier?
Nah, just put him in fraud, man. Put him in fraud. That's all he is.
Dead food is what it should be.
Do you know what the worst part is? I wouldn't even debate any of you. Wherever the fuck you put him, I'm not debating any of you.
To round this off, this Arsenal slander, Cronkies.
Let me give Charlotte Cronky. Give Charlotte.
Nah,
please.
Let me speak on this.
You can violate.
You can have them.
No, I'm sorry. Can you put them in
Why
good?
the
Because they're doing us a favour. They are doing all of us a favour by making Arsenal shit. They're going in
Why have
good.
you got Cronkies and Stan Cronky on there separately?
Because I typed in Cronkies and that's what came up. What?
Oh, okay.
I really have a point to make here. The job of the owners is to supply money to the club, not to say how it's spent, right?
Yeah, but they're not doing a good job. So again, they go in.
The board is to blame for that, right?
Yeah, but they're all helping us in the long run. They're all helping us. Arsenal getting relegated this season is all helping us.
Oh my God! Only shakes. No way. Oh my God, that killed me off. I'm sorry, Jester, for the interruption.
That's a great comment. But my thing is, if he supplied the club with 150 million because they really didn't sell anybody, and that's been their problem, is people have left on freeze or they've cut contracts, so they don't have the revenue and sales to actually go out and spend the 250 million like Chelsea can, because we sell Eden Hazard for 150. Mm-hmm. How is that the owner's fault? It's the board and who they have running the club. Maybe you can pin it on, but they're just money men. They're just there to supply the money, to be there to take out loans if the club needs them, and they're just a name. That's how ownership works. I don't get why everybody always goes at the ownership when you have, a bad manager, bad players. You've had bad players for a decade. So again, if the owners are putting money into the club and allowing them to go spend, all this money, and they've spent, I think they're right underneath Man City on money spent. Then you have to look at the people spending the money as being the frauds. That's just my
That's a
take.
fair point. That's a fair point, to be fair.
Dude,
But
that
then you
was
can also
beautiful.
argue, Jester, you know what? You can also argue, though, because you're a Chelsea fan, right? So you can also look at your club and say, well, hang on a second. I agree with everything you've just said, and the way you put it was perfect. But on the flip side to that, you can look at it and go, but Roman Abramovich is the perfect example of why you can blame owners, because he does decide who's bought, and he does, if he doesn't like a decision that certain management is making, he will go, no, it's not happening. You know, Roman Abramovich strikes me as the type of owner that doesn't care about the money that's being made for Chelsea. He cares about the results. When he wants to buy a player, he goes, well, how many goals does that player score? You understand what I'm saying? So you can sort of look at the owners and go, well, why are you not having enough of an impact? Why are you just sat there looking at the numbers? Why are you not actually investing your time into what decisions are being made, like Roman does?
I can give you the flip side to that. And I can tell you, in American football, there's an owner that's gotten way too involved into his teams, how his team is run. He even made himself general manager and has taken a team that used to be really good in the 90s and have done nothing since, because he thought he knew more than people who actually do the business. Now I'm talking, of course, of Jerry Jones for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a huge example of when owners meddle too much into their team. So you can say that Roman is more of a hands-on owner than the Kroenkes, but it's still Roman doesn't scout the players. Roman doesn't negotiate the deals. That's done by Mourinho. And he does want Chelsea to be profitable because he doesn't want to keep sticking money in. Billionaires are billionaires because they make money, not because they lose money. That's not their thing. So, but he is more hands-on. I'll say he's more hands-on than the owners you have, than the owners United have, or the owner that Arsenal has. He's more hands-on. But his love has dipped since he can't come watch the team anymore.
Yeah. I get that. I think, look, as I look at when it comes to owners, right? And I feel comfortable saying this in your presence as a fellow American, that I just think American owners in football or in soccer are just not, it doesn't work, because when it comes to business mentality, American mentality when it comes to business is very much profit based. It's not so much performance based, it's profit based, and it's how you can make money, and that doesn't work in football. So I just don't think American owners are what the Premier League needs. I just don't think it works. When you the whole idea of America is business, right? It's capitalism. It's based on how much money you can make and how much little money you have to spend to make it. You know, that's why America's the capital of the world, in terms of trade and stuff like that. So having American owners in the Premier League for me doesn't work, because football isn't a profitable business in terms. It is.
United is very profitable.
No, it is in the sense that you can make money, but you can't. Football is something you have to love. Like Roman bought Chelsea because he loved Chelsea. Do you understand where I'm coming from? You can't own a club if you don't love the club. And I just think when it comes to American owners, anyone that's rich enough to buy a football club is going to be a businessman, a CEO, and it's going to come from that background. And like I said, you know yourself, being from the States, that when it comes to business, it is very much money orientated. How much money can we make? And that just doesn't work in English football. We need owners that love the club, or sugar daddies, one of the two. You can't just like go on.
I get that point of view, but I can't totally agree, because there's owners that love their club or love the teams in the United States that still make money. In any sport now, if your club is not making money, it's doomed. It's going to go out of business, because you have staff to pay, you have to keep the lights on, you have players to pay. So money still has to be involved in decisions. My thing is, they're an easy scapegoat because they're not omnipresent with the club, right? They're not there. They're not in the stands cheering them on. So they're easy when something goes wrong, because they're not there in the stadium or they're not English, you can say, well, they just don't care because they're American. Well, that's an easy way out. Why don't you start looking at the other things that are going on within the club and say, okay, if the owner's putting money in, however he's putting money in or allowing money to be spent, however you want to say it, you can't continue to blame owners because of their nationality. And that's my big thing is that there's other clubs owned by different nationalities and they don't get to stick that American owners yet. I don't understand.
No. I get what you're saying. I do think the owners, look, as an American myself, dual national, I do get what you're saying, right? That's why I'm comfortable to say it. But I kind of feel like with American owners, like, look, as a Liverpool fan, we've had two sets of American owners and both of them work exactly the same way. The only difference is one is better at their job and is making the club money. The other one was terrible at their job, but they both work the same system. The Glazers at United have a very similar style, not so much sell to buy, but they're very profit orientated. They're very much how much money can we as the owners make. They're just in a lucky position that the club generates so much money that they can just throw money at the problem and spend more than everyone else. But I just kind of feel like FSG, the Kroenke, the Glazers. If United weren't in a position to spend as much as they could, they'd be in the same places as Arsenal or Liverpool in terms of how they're being run. And I just think that has to come down to the mentality of the owners. And that mentality only comes from because the United States is a very business CEO driven country. It's very much, go to the top and rise by any means necessary. And we're seeing that now in the Premier League. Roman Abramovich doesn't have that mentality. Of course, he makes the club money, but he cares about his club. He cares about Chelsea. Leicester's owner cares about the club. You know what I'm saying?
I think you can say that it might come from the fact that they own multiple franchises in different sports. So because Roman only owns Chelsea, that's the only thing he focuses on. The rest of them have multiple franchises. FSG, of course, they have the Red Sox. You have Kroenkes. They own the Rams, and then the Buccaneers for the Glazers. So they have other interests. So maybe it's the fact that they have another interest beside the football club they own in England, and if they had an owner that's the only sporting club that they own, maybe that would be different. So I do get that point. Again, the money that's been spent, if it's been spent poorly, you can blame that on the boards. I wouldn't blame it on those particular owners because United, maybe not FSG, because maybe you haven't spent the money that United and Arsenal have spent, but they can't be mad about the money that's been spent. You can be mad at who spent it and how they spent it, but money's been spent. It's not like the FSG where you said you brought in nobody with Konate. Mm-hmm. So I get your gripes because the money's not being spent. But I don't get the Kroenke and the Glazer thing because they pump money in, or not pump money. They've allowed money to be spent, however you want to phrase it, and it's just been spent poorly.
No, you're right. But then you can also look at it and say, we're gonna have to move on in a second. But you cannot. This last thing, you can also look at it and say, they're the ones that are employing the people that are making these decisions. The Glazers are employing. They're choosing to keep him employed. The Kroenkes are choosing to keep Edu employed.
You're right. That point I will not argue. If they should fire those people that have been incompetent and done harm to the club.
True.
So
anyway, we've spoken too much on the embarrassment that is Arsenal. We've got Charlie here, one of panelists for the EFL show. One over his vlog. How you doing? All good?
Yeah, man, all good. All good.
Good. All right, cool. I thought since you came in and in honor of EFL show and everything. Since our signings mainly it's just top six plus Arsenal, but I figured we would put, since Arsenal are in the top six club, why not put another signing that's not from a top six club? Thoughts on Will Grigg?
Yeah, absolute quality player. Obviously signed for Aaron's team, as I think most people have heard of. And yeah, really good player. Scored on his debut the other night for Donny. Just have to say it again, of course, because but yeah, I think Aaron especially. I wish he was here because he'd be loving this right now. But yeah, great player. It's got to be up there with the GOATs, really. And the same as Ronaldo and all that. He's got his name, got the song. I think everyone's known the song, and yeah, quality player.
Who is that?
Great. All right. Cool.
Who is that?
Come on, you've got to have heard of him.
He had a song.
Famous. He's
Will
famous.
Fire. He's
a
cult hero.
Love it.
Yeah. I put him in there mainly because if you know Aaron, if you guys watch the EFL show, you watch his channel, he's like the Doncaster fan base. So
yeah,
okay.
So I just put him in.
Let me give 1 sec, Prime. Let me give Charlotte Roman. I want to know your honest opinions on Roman.
Whoa! Hold on. What? You've decided. We're not.
Laurie's about to dip. Before you go, Laurie, do you want to shout yourself out before you head?
Yeah. So when we get it back, when we sort ourselves out because we keep missing each other, you've got Grounded Arsenal show on here every Thursday. We will get that sorted out. It is coming back. Don't worry, people. You can find me on Twitter as well. You can find me on Charles' channel when she's about. Yeah. Did something with Husam today on This Is Football. So yeah, you can find me a few places, and yeah, love to everyone. Big up.
Laurie.
I'll probably be about tomorrow.
You can find them on Forward.
Yeah, definitely, O'Shea. And what's the other one I was gonna say? Fuck, I've forgotten, man.
Language.
That's
I know O'Shea's gonna get this channel shut down, but still, language.
Yeah. You can find me there, like I said, Twitter, here, Charlotte. Grounded Arsenal Forward Watch. Oh, EGTV, that's it. That's the other one. Yeah. All right, in a bit, people.
Bye.
Peace. Andrew, did you ever get to meet, or Winter Surfer, did you ever get to meet Ty? Okay. I don't get that.
Who asked me about Roman? Because I would like to know now. Because I'm not going to lie, I've been a little bit bored. I've been watching TikToks and the party started.
All right, yeah, Charlotte, your little soliloquy on Roman Abramovich.
My thoughts and feelings on Roman Abramovich. Where do I start? Fucking fabulous. Phenomenal. Divine. Maybe godlike. I don't really know how I'm describing him, but let me tell you, the man came in. We've been phenomenal. We bought Didier Drogba for 18 million, probably one of the best buys we're ever going to have. Yeah, O'Shea, you cry, bitch. You cry. Cry me a river. I want a river. Let me tell you, Roman Abramovich has been phenomenal. And like a good owner should be, he puts money and he buys players. He buys players of value. We bought Didier Drogba for 18 million. 18 million. He's phenomenal. He was phenomenal. He is a legend. And look, our manager and owner are phenomenal, but our owner put money in. Even though we've spent a shitload of money with Lampard, I don't talk about him. God bless his soul. May he rest in peace. I'm going to tell you something now. He spent more money on Romelu Lukaku. He spent more money on Saul. Oh, you wanted Saul, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Oh, shit, my bad. Yeah, you wanted him. My bad. We took him from you. We even bought an extra goalkeeper. We don't need an extra goalkeeper, but we bought one. While you're out there like,
Oh, Shay, what's that?
down. Oh, let me tell
Yoga,
you.
yeah, yoga pad.
Is that a weapon?
Yeah, that's how stressed I am.
Are you stressed because the fact that Liverpool are shit, or are you stressed that FSG are shit, or are you stressed that you're? I'm just wondering.
None of the
Well, you know,
true in that
you can't really talk about anything anyway, because unfortunately Chelsea are champions of Europe. Roman Abramovich is an owner that puts money. I don't know if you've heard of this, but an owner putting money into their club doesn't matter how much it costs. I don't know if you've heard of that before, okay? But let me explain that to you. That's my owner. That's my owner, Roman Abramovich. A flawed God, an absolutely phenomenal God. Like, the man deserves a knighthood.
I do want to point out. I do want to point out. Yeah.
I don't want to hear your point out. I don't want to hear your point out right now, because you're Liverpool and Chelsea, champions of Europe. You're kind of outnumbered. There's 4 Chelsea people right now, and there's just you, Liverpool fan. You're a little old Liverpool fan, just sat there like, oh, I'm a Liverpool fan. Let me go get me knitting
Look.
newspaper, because this is shit. I'm sat here. I'm sat here with my 2 stars of Champions League. I'm sat here current champions of Europe, and I'm sat here knowing Liverpool.
Charlotte, I just want to point out
on 10 men, because we had a blue brick wall in front of our goal, because you still couldn't do it. You couldn't finish, just like Liverpool can't all the time.
I just want to make a point. If anybody watching does want to donate to Liverpool's GoFundMe, yeah, if you do want to donate to Liverpool's GoFundMe so we can sign somebody, we will be dropping the GoFundMe for that later. Because right now we can't sign anyone for no reason. No, look, yeah, your owner puts money into the club. Well done. Him and Kai decided to come over here with their Russian money and completely take over
the Czech Republic. What do you mean?
The Premier League? It's fine. I'm not gonna complain.
But you are complaining.
Go on, Will. Beat him up. Go on, Will.
Yes, Will. Go on. Yes, Will.
No, it's past your bedtime, fam. It's 11:30. Why are you even on the show?
11:30.
Past your bedtime.
Oh, do you know what?
Why are you coming at? Why are you
William,
coming at?
Listen, William.
Why are you coming at Chelsea? Shay? I hear bitterness. I hear so much bitterness and anger.
O'Shea, just because I have a social life doesn't mean you have to be jealous, all right? Come on. You're 4 years older and I have more friends, okay?
I will continue Chelsea fan.
Good Lord, man.
Feel fit to come.
Ouch.
Shay's in the mud right now.
Let's move on from this.
Yeah.
We're gonna be here for 2 more hours.
Yes, guys, if we could hurry up this, I don't want to be here for 2 more hours.
Let's move on before
Bro, go to sleep now. It's past your bedtime. Don't read your bedtime story.
Anyway,
we watch the language on the show because we have a minor on the show. So can we just watch?
Will's here. I'm gonna give you. Stuck between 2. Actually, no. Hold on. Wait. Where did we put Jack Relish?
He was in
it was in WTF. Yeah, that I remember. Yeah. Well, I'll give you. Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
Tuchel?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Go.
Yeah.
I would sing the Thomas Tuchel song, but I don't want to get the channel taken down.
Oh, is that all? You're not going to explain that? Okay, cool.
Oh,
we'll move on.
He's just
you need to
very.
Explain?
Okay, do you want me to explain? Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, do you need to?
He's got everything that we need. He's flexible. He plays good football.
Are you singing the song?
He's a great man manager.
We got Super Toma Tuku.
Charlotte,
He
come on,
knows
come on.
exactly what we need.
And he's very charismatic as well. So
Charlotte with the energy. Is Ravi.
vibes. FC, don't
Okay.
vibes.
We'll go on to jesters, and I will give you Romero.
Meh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
boy.
Yeah,
Um,
I've watched him play for Uruguayan or Argentinian. When I watched him play in Copa America, he was okay. He was actually injured for most of it. Coming from at Atlanta, going into the Premier League, and you think he's going to be your solution at the back? Again, you're going to pair him with who? Who is he being paired with? Dyer?
Someone like Eric Dyer and
Well, he would have been paired
Colombian
with
Pierre.
Kurt. He would have been paired with Kurt Zuma, but we didn't sell him.
Or Rodon? Sounds like somebody has some sort of disease, Rodon. But yeah, he's going to be one of those mass signings. Everybody thought he was going to be good, but I don't think he's going to turn out to be anything. Just for the simple fact that he hasn't done it at the highest level.
Yeah. Okay. Charlie. Bubakari Samara.
Well, to be fair, I didn't see him play in France, and has he played yet this season? Or
Yeah.
if he has, he barely
Why
played.
did you give me Samari? Why?
I don't know, just put him in Meh.
Because I know what you think of Samara. I don't want you casting him
I'm
out.
not
Anyway,
gonna lie.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
casting him up? I can't stand him.
I'm just waiting to get Jurgen Klopp, to be honest. So
Actually, I think he's
a lot of
actually
people
a good
want Jurgen
signing.
Klopp. But
I
I
think
want
he's
to
a good
get
signing.
first.
You're not getting
Vestergaard, O'Shea. O'Shea, Vestergaard. O'Shea.
His connection's terrible.
Did I cut out?
No,
No.
he did. Oh, he is.
I said it's not a bad signing. It's not a bad signing at all.
Oh, so where do I put him in?
Just put him in good.
Cool. Fuck. This guy Leicester signed. I can't remember his name. I think he's a centre back or a DM or something.
What's his name?
So I don't know. So I'll take this one and just put him in there. I can't remember his
Don't
name.
know his name.
yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie, we don't care, guys.
Wait,
We just want to get through this. We just want to get through this, please.
why is he holding up the old kit? Was he signed last summer?
No, this summer, but well, it's not that deep. I don't really know. This one is El Ghazo.
He's joined 8.
Yeah, Gazelle. Yeah, he signed like 2 years ago, and he's been awful.
Okay, cool. No one asked you guys to embarrass me. Okay. All right, now the interesting ones. O'Shea loves talking about owners so much. You can go with Leicester's owner. Is he still frozen? All right, cool.
Bad his connection.
I'll leave that. Liverpool's owner, Wayne Henry, whatever his name is. Charlie, you can have him.
I don't even think it should be on there.
Great. They're great owners, bruv. They're great owners.
What?
Man, y'all got some KFC Wi-Fi, man. What's going on there?
Oh, don't disrespect KFC.
Yeah, there we go.
You can get Starlink. It's a satellite dish you put on, and Elon Musk can get you some internet, man.
Can we just get on with this, guys? Now it's getting a bit boring. Now I just want to get through this. I'm not gonna lie.
O'Shea, bring him back in.
Wait, is he backstage?
It's nearly 2 hours, and we've still got like fucking
He's still
10
not got the
people left.
login. Jesus wept.
Who doesn't have?
O'Shea.
No.
Is he still not? Is he
Well,
not
we know what he's going to say about the owner. He's going to be in terrible.
My owners, fuck my owners. Don't
Okay,
even rank
as I
them.
told you, he's in terrible.
Yeah, that's why I said don't put them on there because
Liverpool's,
Wait, so O'Shea,
Liverpool's
O'Shea's,
transfers funds were saved for O'Shea's Wi-Fi.
O'Shea's mocking me for my age, but he's not even been trusted with the login. I see how it is.
I would say that Leicester's owners would be they're great owners actually for the money they spent and what they've done with that
they
club.
should be in GOAT. They should be in GOAT, really.
Yeah, you know, you can make that argument because they've done a lot with less.
Yeah, they've done quality, really, considering.
What, my owners?
No, the Leicester owners.
Yeah, the Leicester owners, considering they was in like League One, like 10
it
years
doesn't.
ago.
It's not because he did a lot. Oh, yeah.
We got super.
Go. Put them in great. I wouldn't put them in goal. I'd put them in great.
So Leicester owners and great.
Let's get on with the show, Prime.
I don't know. A lot of them has left.
Yeah.
Prime! Prime!
Yeah.
Where is Prime? Is he
gonna
getting
leave
Pringles again or what?
Because we can't even end the show, bro. So
Hello, darkness.
I just left. Bro.
Mate, like this is sobering the shit out of me.
Why is he muted
I'm
himself?
not gonna lie.
You know what live,
Why
bro?
do I need to be
We're doing a show, bro.
Oh, we got big news here. Thiago Silva is going to be available for Aston Villa.
Yay!
Who was the last one you guys picked?
Oh, the Leicester owner.
I don't know, Prime.
Leicester's owner in great, man.
Let's go for this now.
Let's just do the show, bro. Because I'm losing my patience.
We're losing patience with your Wi-Fi.
Charlie, the Liverpool owner, Henry.
Terrible.
I'm manager silent, bro.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to give me more than that, but yeah.
Look, I'm just trying to get through this now. Like, I need to not be sobered up by this shit.
Will, Nuno Espirito Santos.
Yep, that's right.
I'd put him in. It's either good or meh, because he's a decent manager, but I wouldn't say he's great, and he sort of lost it with Wolves in the end. Although he did a good job for previous seasons, I'll put him in good because he'll probably grind results out for them.
Well, you balled it.
Why'd I bottle it? He's good for Tottenham because they have low standards. Oh, well, their club should have low standards.
Who's this guy?
That's the
It
other
was like-
Liverpool owner, isn't it?
Is
Oh,
it
so
the
what's this
Glazers?
Or is that Kroenke? Who the fuck is that? I don't even know who it is.
I think that's the Glazers owner. Or is it Stan Kroenke? That's Stan Kroenke.
Kroenke. That's Stan Kroenke in the red
Recognize
tie.
John.
So, Shay, this is Wayne Henry. Oh, so that must be the Kroenke.
Yeah,
That's Kroenke. You got double Kroenke in there. I think the one up there is Glazers, actually.
No, we don't even look, guys. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's just put Kroenke and Glazers in terrible, and let's get on with this.
All right, cool.
Ollie
Ollie
got it.
to Jester.
Meh.
Terrible.
Well, we can go terrible. I don't care. He's gonna be the reason they don't win anything.
Yeah.
With that squad, he's gonna be the reason why.
Actually, can we put Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in great because he's basically making them shit and not win anything. So let's put him in great.
Terrible. Well, I wouldn't say he's
That's a
terrible. He's a good.
He's a man.
He's helping every other team out. Every little helps, guys. Every little helps.
All right.
That's Ogazi.
Prime, just delete Gizzle, or his name is. Just delete him.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
just,
use- Yeah, just put him in goat.
I was gonna say Wayne. What's his name? Will.
Yeah.
Daniel Levy.
His name.
Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he? He just takes.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gonna put him in. Are we basing this in general or the window they had? Because they had a decent window. So
The window.
I'll put
And
him in
remember,
good.
they kept Harry Kane.
Oh, great window then.
Ah, cool.
For their standards, anyway. For their standards.
Not very high standards.
O'Shea, let me give you Brendan Rodgers. Oh my God.
Prime, I'm disappointed you didn't give me Brendan Rodgers.
Fuck's sake. Well, as you said to me when you were doing the tier list, I'm in charge, all right?
Yeah, but
You don't like it?
Yeah, but I gave you Mbappe when you asked.
I didn't want Mbappe. I wanted Van Dijk. Don't worry, Will. I've got a good one left. Anyway, yeah, O'Shea, are you still there?
I don't think. You can
O'Shea's
hear us.
moving in slow motion right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 frames per second.
Man,
No, his Wi-Fi-
he's like the Matrix. He's
You know what? His Wi-Fi is not good. With the last few ones, it's okay. We'll do the last few. I'll give Brendan Rodgers to Charlie.
Brendan Rodgers is great. Great
I'd-
as well.
honestly, if I was you, I'd put Brendan Rodgers in season defining. I think without him, that Leicester team are nowhere near as good. I think he's a massive influence on the players they get.
Well, Jurgen Klopp.
I'm gonna put him in season defining as well. He's the only reason. Oh, not the only reason, but if they get injuries, he's the only way they get into top 4.
Wait, where's Tuchel?
In goal.
Tuchel's in
go.
goat.
Go.
Oh, he
Great
is okay.
double time.
Mansour.
He gets to be a WTF.
Yeah, I'm putting him in there
Because he's a
because
creepy.
Jack Grealish. A week later, Messi became available. Ronaldo became available, and they didn't get Harry Kane, and they desperately wanted Kane. So it's a bad window.
Also, he's a creepy motherfucker. Let's add that in as well, thanks.
What? How do you know? Was he in your DMs? Sorry, that was me. But yeah, we all get one pick to change up this tier list. Will, you go first.
Wait, can I move them anywhere or just up one?
No, that's long, bro. That's long. That's end the show, bro. No, Prime. No.
Sorry, O'Shea, but Prime has the
I'm
power.
gonna-
You don't have to
No.
log
They
in.
can't hear you though, O'Shea.
Yeah, we can't hear you, O'Shea. Sorry, my bad.
Wait,
Go ahead,
what are you trying to
Will.
say?
Go ahead, Will.
No, we can. What are you trying to say? No, genuinely don't laugh. What are you trying to say?
No, he's genuinely frozen,
Just
Prime.
end the show. End the show.
No, okay, cool.
Bro, just end the show, bro.
He said in the show.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching.
Show.
Thanks everyone for watching. This
End
tier
the
list
show.
will post on our Twitter and Facebook and stuff, so people can look at it and comment and stuff like that. Tune in. I don't know what we have tomorrow, but tune in for that. Peace.